What is going on, all of you Hyrule heroes and heroines out there in the world? I am Mega Hamster. Thank you for checking out this video, whether you are a new or returning viewer. Thanks for being here. Shout out to all the newest subscribers lately. And I wanted to talk about this following up the Nintendo Direct of June 2024 that aired yesterday as of this recording. This was my announcement of the presentation, and there was a lot of great stuff in there, but for sure, we got a really nice look at the newest Legend of Zelda game, being the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. It is a Zelda centric game. And I personally have been asking for Zelda to be playable for so long. I was kind of theorizing originally and hoping that she would be playable in Tears of the Kingdom. Of course, that did not happen. But I mean, this is a good place to start with that idea and kind of experiment with her gameplay style. Where finally we are playing as the titular Zelda. It's only been called Legend of Zelda for almost 40 years. We're finally getting to it. But wanted to take a look back at this really in-depth, almost 5-minute trailer and overview from Eiji Onuma-san, talking about the game itself and kind of maybe pick out some things that you may not have noticed your first time watching this during the direct. So let's just start the trailer here because I've already noticed a few more slight details as well. So of course, first thing of note is that just heads up, I will be pausing and playing throughout this. So if you want to just watch the trailer itself, go look it up separately. Main first thing to note, of course, is it's in the same engine as the Link's Awakening remake that was released on the Switch. I want to say back in 2018, 2019, one of those 2 years. Definitely let me know in the comments. We see here, though, that Link has the hood on. Love the hood. I don't know if we've seen him in this engine with that before. And supposedly some dark nuts blocking somewhere. Somewhere, supposedly leading up to Ganon, it seems. And of course, we have Zelda trapped in the crystal. What's interesting is that, right, so this is in the Link's Awakening remake engine. Zelda and Ganon are not in Link's Awakening. I have not played the remake. As far as I'm aware, I've played the original. As far as I'm aware, though, they're not in the remake. It's like extra content or anything. So these are new models. And Zelda's outfit very much looks like either like Ocarina of Time or A Link to the Past. Honestly, more so Ocarina of Time. Seems to be where they're getting the inspiration for this outfit. Maybe even A Link Between Worlds. But of course, Pig Ganon from like Link to the Past, like very classic design for the top-down 2D games. But of course, so the thing is, we start off this trailer in an arena that's walled off with Link fighting Ganon. So already it's like, why would they be showing the final boss, right? Well, of course you're playing light tennis with Ganon, classic. What's also interesting is that this seems to be, one little thing I just noticed, is Link jumps. So this is a very, very small detail, but I want to point it out. Link has the Roc's Feather right here, which to me means that I'm not going to speculate about the Zelda timeline because, to be honest, it's probably an afterthought from Nintendo. But to me, this means that this game might take place after Link's Awakening remake, which, I mean, kind of would make sense. Assuming, I mean, not that it really matters, but assuming he has that ability to jump. I imagine we're controlling this at the very beginning of the game and it's not a cutscene, which is an interesting way to start a game. I'll be very curious to see what Link's moveset will be. Will he have the Pegasus boots? Will he have other items in that you get in Link's Awakening? Like, I have no idea. This could literally be, I mean, they could really tie this in. This is just tinfoil hat. This could be after Link wakes up at the end of Link's Awakening and actually gets back to Hyrule. Totally possible, but I'll be curious to see what they do. But of course, we get like a typical Ganon fight at first glance here. The spin slash, very nice, but obviously the big twist being Link defeats Ganon, but Ganon's spear gets stuck in the ground and creates these rifts, supposedly, that leads to, I don't know, the dark dimension or something. Like, you're going to the Shadow Realm, Linko! You know? And there he goes. But in his last moment before getting sucked in, Link is able to shoot. It must be the bow of light, because otherwise, why would that pierce the gem? Right? I'm trying to get a good look at that bow. I know, I'm going way too in-depth with this, but this is the reason why I'm doing this video. That's probably the bow of light. That doesn't look like the regular bow. If anybody played Link's Awakening remake, let me know what bow that is if you know. But in his last moment before he gets sucked into the rift, he does break the gem, encapsulating Zelda. And so she's free and able to get out of here. And I mean, this is hype for me. I am so excited for this. The fact that we can actually play as Zelda. And supposedly, not necessarily, they could have just did a big cut there, but she escaped from that cavern, wherever that was, where you fight Ganon as Link at the very beginning, and we get this big, almost Breath of the Wild-like shot of Hyrule, which is very cool. We can see here from this perspective, there's a little cave to the right here that you can probably enter. I mean, I assume you're going to be able to swim through the water here. Not a lot you can tell from here. I mean, you got Hyrule Castle, of course. But what's cool about this is that yes, it is the Link's Awakening engine, but it's going to be a brand new world. It's going well, brand new world for this engine because it's Hyrule, right? Hyrule is not Link's Awakening. That's what makes Link's Awakening very unique. But now we're going back to Hyrule in this engine, but with a twist. So I'll be curious if they take inspiration from like a Link to the Past, Hyrule, Link Between Worlds, maybe, or Minish Cat. Like I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. There's a lot of possibilities with this one. We got the big panning shot. We can see a cave there blocked by a boulder. I imagine that'll be so. That to me implies not necessarily bombs. We'll get into it in a second. Could be bomb related. Maybe you can get bombs as well, but that's gonna be tough. Maybe Elden Volcano, Death Mountain in the background. Also to the right, there's like a little like almost ruins looking area. So you can see a few areas that you'll be able to potentially explore. Oh, there's also a village up there by the volcano. So maybe Gorons? I mean, to be honest, we'll see later, but probably Gorons.
Hello, everyone.
And then, of course, Numa-san looks younger by the day. I swear he looks better and better every time we see him. And just what a great shot.
This time around, Link has vanished.
We have the little guards come up to you. Like, this is definitely going to be like the very beginning of the game. I'll be curious if the guards impact the gameplay at all. I would guess no, but we'll see.
Here, we wanted to
But yeah, so that's great to see. Let's jump into the actual gameplay demonstration here, because this is where we get all the details. Now, this seems to be Hyrule Castle Town. They always bring back that fountain man with the Hyrule crest there, which is cool. There seems to be, yeah, there's that looks like a well maybe right there. There's some kind of shop. Could be like a post office or a school or something. Honestly, oh, and I just noticed the bird statue too, the weather vane, like in Link's Awakening. I imagine there'll be some assets carried over from Link's Awakening. But looking at this, as I'm recording this video, I'm currently streaming through Minish Cap, and I'm definitely getting a lot of Minish Cap vibes from this town, which is very cool. There's another rift here. Ooh, okay. We see in the water here, there are a couple little huts up here, like in the base of the waterfall. And that looks like a bag sign above the shop. So that's probably an item shop, which good to know those are there, which implies that Zelda can still use items, which is a thing that we're not fully sure of yet based on what they've shown here. But that to me implies some kind of bags, whether it's like bombs or arrows, maybe. I don't know. I have my theories about that we'll get into later. And, oh no, NPCs! It is interesting how... I'm guessing maybe this is just like during that opening cutscene, like after Link goes in, right? Because it's Ganon's spear going into the ground that creates these rifts throughout Hyrule, and Link's probably the first to go in. But then I'm assuming they're going to flash to all different NPCs across Hyrule that are falling into these rifts. I doubt there's going to be like side quests related to this in the game. Maybe there will be. That would be really cool, and you have to like rescue specific NPCs. That'd be awesome. Give some side content in there. Of course, we saw this earlier.
Zelda meets the fairy.
What's interesting here is this is where they show off the fairy Tri, who is going to be, assumedly, Zelda's companion, kind of like Navi was in Ocarina of Time, who creates the Tri Rod and gives it to Zelda as the main item we see in use in this trailer. But what's interesting is Zelda gets locked up. So when does this happen? Why is Zelda in a jail cell? Because we see supposedly the opening appears to be Link defeating Ganon, gets sucked into the rift, Zelda gets freed, and goes outside, and the guards are there. It's not like the guards are gonna arrest Zelda, unless, it'd be crazy. What if it's like they frame Zelda for like trapping Link in the rift or something like that? That wouldn't make any sense, but like I don't know why she would be in this cell here, supposedly beneath Hyrule Castle. Who's to say? We'll have to find more about the story later, but it's hard to really tell what it is right now.
Receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod.
Kind of gives me Korok vibes from the design here.
Journey across Hyrule to
oh, look at that. I love Zelda's little hood. And I mean, it makes sense because, she probably doesn't want to be recognized as the princess outside of Hyrule Castle, right? So you know what? What if they're trying to imprison her to keep her from getting out? There's got to be some reason they're imprisoning her. And she's probably disguising herself with the hood to get out of the castle. And so no one knows that she's like escaping to try to rescue Link. You know what I mean? That's my theory now that I've seen this and thinking about it more. But I love the little hood look for her. I would so buy an amiibo of this Zelda with the hood and the Tri-Rod. I would pick that up immediately.
The Tri-Rod at a table she found.
So here we get the main gimmick for creating the echoes with the Tri-Rod. Here, there seem to be these floating triangles. I'm guessing you're only going to be able to do an echo of something if it has those floating triangles around it, but let's keep looking.
Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it.
Because you see before, those little triangles, like Zelda, it's already glowing, and then Zelda approaches it and uses the tri-rod. So I imagine you can't echo every single object in the game. It seems like it's going to be very specific stuff, which makes sense. Otherwise, it's a little too crazy. But that's cool to see. There's a little icon on the top right that shows seemingly what current echo you have set. This seems to be just the regular Hyrule Plains area. There is a map at the bottom right. I have not played Link's Awakening Remake, just to reiterate, so I am not used to any of this UI. I assume it's carried over from Link's Awakening Remake, but you can see that little circular map in the bottom right, which is cool. The rifts do show up in the map, which is very neat. One other thing I want to note before we move on fully, I know I'm really going in detailed here. If you look at what pretty much shows the UI of the D-pad of the 4 directional buttons, right on the left here, the right seems to be mapped to the tri-rod. However, the top, bottom, and left ones are empty, intentionally for purposes of this trailer, or maybe because you get other stuff later on. I do not think, I am in the mindset right now that the tri-rod, yes, is the main mechanic of this game, kind of similar to like how Ultra Hand was in Tears of the Kingdom, but I do not think it's going to be the only ability, because I've seen people concerned like, oh, like, why doesn't Zelda have like a sword or a bow? Like, she can fight too, which, like, yes, but they want to make her gameplay distinct from Link, because otherwise it's just a palette swap. Like, while they're making Zelda playable, I think it's cool that they're trying to make the gameplay unique, but I do think there's going to be even more abilities. We know she's a huge magic user, so I could see them introducing some sort of magic elemental abilities to her moveset. Definitely let me know if you've played Link's Awakening Remake, if any of those 3 empty directional buttons, are those used for like opening the map or opening inventory? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know if that's already an established thing. But good to keep in mind that there more than likely will be other abilities.
You'd like. Even if there's a
so yeah, we see the echo ability being used. There's a cave here. There's a waterfall here. I'm guessing this is just a tree root and nothing like you can unearth, but this is going to be cool. I do see a vine there, which is interesting. I don't know if you can climb that because there's a tree right there, but this is going to allow for a lot of like almost sequence breaking in the game. I feel like just being able to have the right echoes to kind of go across the land, kind of like what they did with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, right? There are going to be so many options to explore in this game, and that's what's kind of cool. It's almost fusing some of those innovative ideas into a top-down 2D Zelda, which I did not see coming, but I think it's a really neat idea. So I'll be curious to see what players end up doing, you know? All right, we get another look at what appears to be Hyrule Castle Town here. I see what seems to be a stable, probably just somebody's house. Oh, look at the cat. Just noticed the cat. I don't know what this is in the bottom right, but this set of statues almost reminds me of something like a gossip stone from like Ocarina of Majora down in the right, but it's glowing, so it's got to be important for something. Seems to be like a well at the top right as well, but there's a lid on it. I'm assuming we can open that at some point.
Old beds.
Old beds, very nice. Okay, this area. This area reminds me of in Link Between Worlds when you would go into like a wall where there's a crack in it as like the painting version of Link to go in here. This is some crazy looking stuff. Like where does this take place? This almost looks like it's in like another dimension. And there's all these like water blocks and stuff going on. And we see Zelda's able to do an echo of the water block, and she's on a boat. This is very interesting. I almost wonder if this is like the Dark World, right? Like I wonder if there's going to be a light and dark world, like to the Past, pretty much like a Link Between Worlds. Like I could totally see that based on how everything looks around here. So this game might be bigger than we think. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's more to this game than is shown here. Oh, look at the acorn NPC. I love him. Acorn hat man, let's go. My favorite. There's another cracked wall there. We see we're scaling what appears to be probably not Death Mountain area. Seems like it might just be another kind of cavernous area, but we'll see.
Learn and create echoes of.
And this one's interesting. This seems to be maybe in the mountain itself. We see some fan vents here. Oh, hold on. We can look at some more of the echoes, too. I don't think any of them are crazy, but... What is that? New pots, the signs. We see most of these in the trailer already. The rock. I don't know what this thing is. Let me know in the comments below what you think that is. I'm guessing it's just another kind of boulder, but... we will see. They also had, like, a last used option, which was nice. All right. This I just noticed. I literally just noticed this when rewatching a reaction. Like, this is, like, the 10th time I've watched this trailer. I just noticed this. We've got Gerudo in this game, which let me know if they were in Link's Awakening. remake because they were definitely not in the original. So that is really cool to see, and it seems to be more like the Ocarina or even like Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom designs of Gerudo, which is really cool. So we are in Gerudo Desert here, supposedly. I love Gerudo Desert, so give it back to me, please. That is awesome. So we're gonna see some more of these familiar NPCs from other games later too. So it's not just Link's Awakening. Like that's the thing is that putting this game in the typical Hyrule, but in that Link's Awakening engine with similar probably controls and just style. You know what I mean? Like that's a really cool idea. It's really gonna make this stand out.
Even battles will look different.
Of course, we got Moblins
You
here.
can pick up and throw a rock echo, for example.
So yeah, what's interesting is that I don't know about in a Link's Awakening remake, but I believe in the original, Link needed the power bracelet to pick up boulders even of that size. So that's interesting that Zelda can do it right now. Maybe she has to get the power bracelet herself, or she could just do it naturally. I don't know.
Not all, though.
She's just
You
ripped.
can
I
also
wouldn't be surprised, to
create
be honest.
echoes of monsters.
Interestingly, the rock echo has an arrow over it, so that's probably to identify if something's an echo or if it's just naturally found in the environment. I mean, the really cool thing here is that when you kill an enemy, in this case, for example, it drops that little floating figurine-like thing, and Zelda can pick that up and
After
use it
doing
as an
so,
echo
they'll fight by
to
your side.
fight different enemies. And here we see those are choo-choos, right? Let me know. That's these versions of choo-choos, right? I assume you can echo them as well, but we got the Moblins out here fighting.
Monsters have different abilities, so choose the
These ones are cool. All right, so the spinny dudes. I love that you can create the spinny dudes and then ride on top of them. And we
one you
see
want
that
to
you can echo the
create
crabs as
based-
well. And what's really cool about this part is that this confirms that we're going to get the 2D side-scrolling sections from Link's Awakening Remake as well in this game, which is going to be really neat. Now, I don't know if we're going to see all the other wacky stuff like the Mario and Kirby references in that game. Probably not, but that'd be really cool.
on the situation.
Also, these fish, were these guys in Link's Awakening? They're almost like bomb fish, but Zelda's able to echo what seems to be an angler fish to go after them. But I assume we can echo
Is
those fish as
key
well.
after-
Then we got these crows as well. This might be Death Mountain or near Gerudo area. There isn't, okay, there is a tree stump there. I don't know if there's any significance to that tree stump that was right there.
Wisdom is key
Reminds me of the portals in Minish Cap. That's all I'm saying. Minish Cap is on my mind right now, but probably
after
not.
all.
So it looks like she can, oh, actually, is that regular meat or is that rock
Key
meat?
after all.
I think that's regular meat. So we can echo food, I guess.
Oh.
The crows go after it. I imagine we can echo the crows. And then Deku Babas. So we got Deku Babas here too, which is very, very neat. This area, I have no idea where this is. This almost looks like a ship port area, so I have no idea what's going on. But clearly there's a big rift kind of consuming it. I almost wonder if, assuming there are traditional dungeons in this game, which I feel like is a safe assumption, I wonder if like once you beat a dungeon, there'll be like a rift that then like expands and consumes the area, and there might be like a chase sequence where you have to run away from it or something, or it could just be a very segmented part of the game. But that's really cool. We have this almost what's the forest called in Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom? I can't even think about it. But kind of like a tropical-y area where you can apparently ride on the tops of the trees, which is cool. I don't know if this flower up here has any significance, maybe, but that's really cool. I have no idea what this wind-up toy thing is. Of course, it looks like an Octorok, but I don't know if it's like... That doesn't even look like an Echo, really, because why would the Echo be mechanical? It almost looks like maybe like some other kind of like item, almost like maybe like a bomb chew that Zelda can get and then winds it up. That's making me think. Oh, never mind. Okay. It's the same item here. Okay, because this thing shoots out bombs. So this is a separate item you can get. Okay, we can see attacking a Moblin camp. There's a chest at the top. Kind of reminds me of some of the setups they had with the Moblin camps in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, it seems like you can wind this Octorok mechanical thing up and it shoots out bombs, which is very neat. Here, okay, this is definitely in Death Mountain, like Elden Volcano area, and she must have echoed a bird because we can see using it to glide is really neat. There's just so many cuts here. There's a lot to look at here. We're almost done. This probably, I would guess, I mean, not necessarily, it's probably in Hyrule Castle Town. I have no idea who these NPCs are, but this might be a blacksmith of sorts. There's also food on the side. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I don't really see anything of super high significance, but definitely let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. I don't know what the hell this is. Also, why is this dude attack? Okay. Is this the same guy here? I think it might be. I don't know. why is this dude attacking the guards and Zelda's not doing anything? That's the thing I'm concerned. I also don't know where this is. It's probably in Hyrule Castle. There's a statue here that almost looks like a goddess statue from Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom. I'm almost wondering if this dude's a Sheikah. Based on the moves we see here, I'm almost wondering if this dude's a Sheikah. And for some reason, actually, it might be a girl. I don't know. I can't tell. They're attacking the guards here. I am not sure why. There's probably going to be some story reason for that. Maybe the guards are betraying Zelda, or Zelda's trying to escape, and this person helps Zelda escape from underneath the castle. I don't know. But definitely interesting. This is a really interesting shot. Okay. This has some implications for the different stuff we're going to see in terms of the background lore of this game, because we've got both types of Zora species here. We've got on the left the old school Zora from the original game, Link to the Past, all that. And on the right, we got the more modern Zora, starting with, I believe it was Ocarina of Time. So we've got, although it kind of even looks more like the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom Zora, to be honest. So it's kind of a cool mishmash. The fact that we're getting both, and there's probably, I assume there's going to be some conflict between the two. I imagine what this cutscene here is them arguing the leaders of each clan. So I'll be curious to see how they mesh them together. But the and the Deku Scrub here, which is awesome. So we're seeing different races of characters and NPCs from other games that honestly haven't even been in top-down 2D Zelda. I know some of these have been the Oracle games or Minish Cap, but it's cool to see them in this engine that was just used for Link's Awakening. We haven't seen them in a while. I mean, Minish Cap actually does that a lot too with the Gorons and other NPCs like that, but Gerudo, the modern Zora, and the old school Zora, and Deku Scrubs, that's cool. So I imagine it looks like this Deku Scrub might be selling some kinds of potions and stuff. I have no idea where that was outside of. Kind of hard to tell. This might just be outside of Hyrule Castle Town right here, but that looks like a separate village. This might have been the village we saw on the edge of Death Mountain too. I have no idea. It's hard to tell, but pretty cool to see. And of course, we got the Great Deku Tree, that's interesting. So, I mean, I imagine Zelda's not going to get the Master Sword in this game. It's possible, but I'm going to guess no, because Link was trapped in the rift with it, supposedly. But we're probably going to have to go to the Great Deku Tree for some kind of guidance or something, I imagine, in the Lost Woods or something. So that's very cool. Another side section, another chase sequence actually with a big tornado. What was that giant fish right above Zelda? Oh, are you? Hold up. Oh, that's just in the background. Okay. Some electric jellyfish that I imagine you can also echo. And then whatever this is, some kind of rock monster boss that's emerging. Honestly, it looks more like a mini boss than a regular boss. It's tough to tell here, but it's going to be in some underground dungeon somewhere. So to me, that means we're going to get traditional dungeons, but it's not confirmed at all, of course, but we'll see.
Echoes in this game.
So, oh my god, there's a lot in this trailer. They really showed us a lot. There's whatever this cannon is. Oh, this looks like one of the wind blowers. So it looks like you can get an echo of that as well. And the spiny dudes from Link's Awakening, which is really cool. I'll be curious to see what you can use for those.
To be honest, I haven't counted.
And then, is that this game's version of Lizalfos, probably? Getting an echo of those enemies is cool. I think we're within Death Mountain again now. And this is really cool. So you can echo spiders. I mean, I'm not a big spider guy, but you can echo them and use their webs as they crawl down to kind of swing across. So it's cool to see they're bringing back the 2D segments as well, and in creative new ways here. In some cavern as well. This is probably going to be in Zora's Domain then? I would guess a Zora's Domain dungeon, but this has to be, well, it doesn't have to be, but I imagine this is a dungeon, right? Based on the layout, based on the ropes to climb across.
Puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on
There's some cool stuff there. This, okay. I believe this is a P-hat based on the artwork we're about to see. And it looks like you can glide with that off the mountain as well, which is really cool. I have no idea what Zelda's doing. There's the rope, my favorite Zelda enemy. It's a snake and it's called rope. I have no idea what is that? Is that a new enemy? It almost looks like a Bombchu or like a Bomb or something. But yeah, because it lights up. It has a candle wick on it. That might be a new enemy. If anybody has seen that before, let me know. But obviously it burns the grass and attacks enemies. This scene, I love this scene because we get Zelda with the Redead Gibdo. I always get mixed up on those. Let me know in the comments. That Zelda summons here. This might be their ruins area we saw on the map earlier. This is great because you summon it and then all the moblins are just paralyzed. It's so good. I mean, that would be me too, to be honest. And then, of course, we get the big artwork at the end. And I mean, the release date is September. This game is literally coming out in 3 months as of this recording, which is crazy. That was a big reveal for me for sure. So yeah, on the artwork, we see Ganon and Link kind of in the distance and a shadow in the background. I imagine you're going to have to refight Ganon at the end when you're trying to break Link out of there, probably. We see P-hats right there. It looks like the design that Zelda used to glide earlier. We got the Moblin the regular Octorok in the corner, so they're probably going to show up. Other details to note, we got some snowy peaks in the background, so separate from Elden Volcano. That's good to know. So maybe, honestly, and hold up, and Koroks. Yeah, and those look like Koroks right there. See the little masks too? So honestly, this could be similar to like, not as big as the Breath of the Wild map, but they might start taking locations like Hebra Mountain and stuff from that game and put it into this game. There's a piece of heart up in the column here. I doubt that's going to be in the same spot in the game itself, but those are definitely Koroks, right? Definitely let me know if I'm wrong, but it could just be flowers growing on the side of the mountain there, but those look like faces. I don't know. That's a little, there's some there too. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you think. It looks a little out of place if it isn't Koroks, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is. We also have a chest buried right here. I don't imagine these are going to be in the actual places in the game that we're seeing here, but this artwork does look great with Zelda front and center with the Tri-Rod, so that is really cool to see, and some cool environments to tease in the background.
Echoes of
For
Wisdom
sure.
launches September 26th.
And it's coming out so soon. And of course, we get the Switch Lite as well. Listen, this is a great looking Switch Lite. I don't need another Switch myself, but I mean, for people who want it, it looks really, really good. And that is finally the end of this trailer. Now, this was just a really great looking trailer. I am super stoked. It's a new 2D Zelda game. And like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, I've been waiting for Zelda to be playable in the game for so long. And it's her own game, right? It looks like we're going to play as Link at the very beginning and maybe at the very end too, if we're trying to rescue him from the rift and maybe have to fight Ganon on the way out. But like, this is great. It looks great. Love to see them doing a unique style of gameplay. Like I said, I don't think the Tri-Rod's going to be the only thing that Zelda will be able to utilize in the game just based on like the UI elements we saw. But we'll have to see. I mean, we'll know very soon. This game's coming out in literally 3 months as of this recording. And I'm sure we're going to get another even just quick trailer at some point. So that is going to do it for this video. This ended up being a little longer than I wanted to, but you know what? I wanted to talk about this game. I wanted to take a deeper look at some of the gameplay elements here, and that is certainly what we got. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the stuff we saw here. If you're excited for this game, definitely let me know as well. And hey, thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay hyped. Zelda game incoming. It's time. I'm ready. All right. See ya.